Okay.
The face on the barroom floor. 'Twas a balmy summer's evening, and a goodly crowd was there, which well nigh filled Joe's barroom in the corner of the square. And songs and witty stories come through an open door. A vagabond crept slowly in and posed upon the floor. "Where does that come from?" someone said. "The wind just blew it in." "What does he want?" another asked. "Some whiskey, rum, or gin?" "Here, Toby, sick him, if your stomach's equal to the work. I wouldn't touch him with a fork, 'cause he's as filthy as a Turk." This badinage the poor wretch took with social good grace. In fact, he smiled, as though he had thought he'd struck the proper place. Some words a little different. "Come, boys, I know there's kindly hearts among so good a crowd. To be in such good company would make a deacon proud. Give me a drink, that's what I want. I'm out of funds, you know. When I had cash to treat the gang, this hand was never slow." "What? You laugh as if you thought this pocket never held a sou. Why, I once was fixed as well, my boys, as any one of you." "There, thanks. That braced me nicely. God bless you, one and all. Next time I pass this good saloon, I'll make another call. Give you a song? No, I can't do that. My singing days are past. My voice is cracked, my throat's worn out, and my lungs are going fast. Well, give me another whiskey and I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll tell you a funny story, and it's a fact, I'll promise to. That I was ever a decent man, not one of you would think, but I was some 4 or 5 years back. Say, give me another drink. Fill her up, Joe. I want to put some life into my frame. Such little drinks to a bum like me are miserably tame. 5 fingers, there, that's the scheme. And cork and whiskey too. And boys, here's luck. And landlord, my best regards to you. You treated me pretty kindly, and I'd like to tell you how. I come to be the dirty sot you see before you now. As I told you once, I was a man with muscle, frame, and health, and but for a blunder ought to have made considerable wealth. For I was once a painter, not one that daubs on bricks and wood, but an artist, and for my age I was rated pretty good. I worked hard at my canvas, and I was bidding fair to rise, when gradually I saw a star of fame before my eyes. I made a picture. Perhaps you've seen it. Was called The Chase of Fame. It brought me £1,500 and added to my name. And then I met a woman. Now comes the funny part. With eyes that petrified my brain and sank into my heart. Why don't you laugh? It's funny that the vagabond you see could ever love a woman and expect her love for me. But it was so. And for a month or two her smiles were freely given. And when her loving lips touched mine, it carried me to heaven. Boy, did you ever see a girl for whom your soul you'd give? With a form like the Venus de Milo, too beautiful to live. With eyes that would beat the Kohinoor, and a wealth of chestnut hair, if so, it was she, 'cause there was never another half so fair. I was working on a portrait one afternoon in May of a fair-haired boy, a friend of mine, who lived across the way, and Madeline admired it, and much to my surprise, she said she'd like to know the man that had such dreamy eyes. Well, it didn't take long to know him, and before the month had flown, my friend had stole my darling, and I was left alone. And ere a year of misery had passed above my head, the jewel I had treasured so had tarnished and was dead. And that's why I took to drink, boys. Why, I never saw you smile. I thought that you'd be amused and laughing all the while. Well, what's the matter, friend? There's a teardrop in your eye. Come laugh like me. It's only babes and women that should cry. Say, boys, if you give me another whiskey, I'll be glad. And I'll draw right here the picture of the face that drove me mad. Give me that piece of chalk with which you mark the baseball score, and you shall see the lovely Madeline upon the barroom floor. Another drink, and with chalk in hand, the vagabond began to sketch a face that well might buy the soul of any man. Then as he placed another lock upon the shapely head, with a fearful shriek he leaped and fell across the picture dead.